And we are live. Hello there, CodeMaker4 here. So in this live stream we're going to be seeing computers not built by me, but built by other people. So just make that clear, these aren't mine computers, these are computers created by other people. And the first computer we're going to be looking at is a computer created by Matt. So Matt, just load your computer and load a demo or something. Yeah, it's still loading. Yeah, it'll probably be better like that. Yeah, it's kind of laggy for me. I'm doing a lot of stuff at the same time on my computer right now. Yeah, just load up a counter program. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it should be. It's showing one for me. Logic is weird in multiplayer. It's still showing one. Uh-oh. I mean, oh yeah, now it's two. Okay, great. That was concerning. Wait, you can't hear Matt. Uh-oh. Technical difficulties. Matt, can you like say stuff? I'm looking. Ah, okay. I think I know what's going on wrong. So I think this should be fixed now. Say stuff, Matt, for a test. Hmm. Uh. Yeah. Right. That's interesting. So OBS doesn't pick up Discord for some reason. Matt, can you talk some more, please? Why does it pick up? PC audio properties. Input. It's probably my game being slow. Can you talk some, Matt?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay, great.
Hey.
So it should be working right now. So that is interesting. Okay, but that should be fixed now.
Oh, so what
Okay,
I was
so
saying.
so just quickly recap what you just did.
Okay, so I loaded counting program into here. You just lay the program over the sensors, and then this right button here is to turn on the ALU, and the left button here is to switch, is to turn on the RAM, and then the overall to turn the clock on and everything else on. You click this switch. The computer runs at 2 Hz, so I don't know why it's taken so long to do this.
My game is lagging a lot, I think.
Yeah. Uh, should I try and load the editing program?
Okay.
Or yeah, it has 15 bits of RAM, but three parts of RAM is dedicated to the ALU, the inputs and output. Oh, yeah, it can hold 31 instructions, and there's 9 instructions total for the computer. Let me quickly reset it all. Yeah. So when this light comes on, that means it's waiting for the button to pre-press. So in the meantime, you can add an input. I'll put in 3, and then once you're done, you click the button and wait for it to come back on. Now it's back on, I can add another input. I'll put 2. And then it should output the answer, which I didn't see it output.
Yeah, I think the computer's being slow because of my game. Sorry for that.
It's no problem.
Quick disclaimer. I'm going to mute myself, and CodeMaker just tell me via this chat when I should put good old grandpa in.
Yeah, so Squawk, you're on the stream right now, but okay.
I know.
It isn't loading for me, but
yeah, it also isn't loading. This is very weird indeed.
yeah.
The clock has stopped. Seems like.
Yeah, I just turned it off. I mean,
Is there a way to read what line of code it was doing?
Yeah. So if I've just restarted it. So if you read over here, if you look at these sensors over here, the binary number it displays is the number it's on. So it's stuck on 3 right now because it's waiting for an input. So I'll press it and it should carry on.
It went back to 0. Could be that the physics are unreliable.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
It normally works perfectly.
Yeah, I think because it's lagging so much, the physics are unreliable. And just.
I don't think it's really worth it. Me even trying to load the
No, I think I wasn't on full low settings. Shall I try one more time?
Yeah.
Don't think.
Restart now. Ready?
This stream is going great.
So I'll put
yeah,
3 in again.
It resets to 0.
Again?
Yeah. I think it's my frame rate is so low, so the physics engine runs on a lower tick rate, so the piston doesn't properly extend.
Oh.
Is there a quick way in which you can make the piston pulse be longer?
Yeah, we can increase tick speed. It'll slow down the computer. I'll put it to 500 to 1 hertz.
Does it also make the piston be extended longer?
Yeah, it does.
This is great. We're just hacking the computer during the stream.
Last 2. Oh. I think it should work. I mean, I'll try. Hey, that seems to be doing that. So 2.
Yeah, it's working.
3 at 2.
I think the counter is working properly right now.
Yeah, it works. It did work.
There's a binary 5. So that's nice. But wait, but you slowed it down. It was running at 2 hertz.
Yeah, now it's running at 1.
So, but it's supposed to run 2 instructions a second.
Yeah.
Because that's fast. That's or at least faster than all my computers.
I'll try the multiplication program, but I don't know if the jumps will be messed up.
I mean, if the counter like screws up once, it will probably mess up the entire program. Oh, what are the colored bits?
That was just like a program easier. The red is the very start. The green
Oh, but
adds.
the computer doesn't really look at the colors.
No.
Ah, okay.
Hang on. Come back over here. I'll restart it. Here you go. So, what should I do? 5 times 3.
Okay.
2, 4, 5. And then I'll put in a 3. And this isn't, I wouldn't call it slow, but it's not very fast.
It says it's waiting for input.
Oh, is it? What lines? Why is it not?
That's at line 2 again.
Oh, I'll try. 1, 2, 4. What line is it on?
1.
1? Oh wow. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to show?
Or
Or
no, not
actually,
really.
do you want to explain a bit how the computer works, or is supposed to work?
Yeah. So over here is the clock. So basically, it just counts up, and then it displays over here on these sensors, and then these sensors output to these 5. Basically, this sets an address, and it reads from that address, and it's both of these. And then this is the decoder over here, these blocks over here, and this basically just sets where the instructions are sent to. This is the ALU. It can add, subtract, less than, more than, equals, not equals, and divide by 2 and times by 2. And then here, over here, this little circuit over here, this is the wait for button press. These two, this section over here is jump if, and this one right next to it is jump. Yeah, and this
Okay.
bit's around.
And can you maybe try to like say out one of the some of the instructions? Like
Oh, the
explain how the
instructions.
program works?
Yeah, so here in the program card, you write, so on the left side, you write the instruction, and on the right side, the details of the instruction. The instructions include copy a piece of RAM to another piece of RAM. Hang on, I have a little list, so I can get it up. So, and then you got set ALU mode. So you can either set to add, subtract, equal, greater than 5, and times by 2, divide by 2, and not equals. And then you can set the ALU mode from a piece of RAM, and you can put up to I forgot what's half a byte called? I forgot you called it, but you can put a number into RAM, and then you have a jump to a line of code, and a jump to a line of code if the ALU is outputting a signal, and then you have an input, an output, and a wait for button press.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and what do you think that is the most complicated thing your computer could theoretically do?
I honestly don't know. Can
But
you
quite
ignore it?
complicated stuff theoretically.
Yeah, I think so.
Because you do also have shift left and right, and then you can do a lot.
Yeah.
Interesting. So that's a nice computer. I
Thanks.
think we'll be going to the next computer then.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
should I
already
delete
preparing
it?
good old grandpa.
Okay, so we'll be back in like a couple of minutes with the computer of good old grandpa. Quick audio test to make sure that the catastrophe of last time doesn't happen anymore. Like, can you talk and stuff?
Test 1, 2.
Oh wow, that's great. That's perfect. Hello there, CodeMaker4 here. We are back, and now we are with good old Grandpa's computer. Oh wait, no, we aren't back yet. Let me just try that again. Oh no, we are. Oops, technical difficulties again. Yeah, so we're back with good old Grandpa's computer, and as you can see, this computer is totally different from the computer we've seen made by Matt. So I guess can like load a demo program and explain how it works a bit.
Okay, so right here is the front panel. So like to use it, so the red switch is the run stop switch. The green is to start. The red is to restart the program counter. And when this white switch is on, it turns on this button which makes it so you can step through the program. So right here, there's 2 bytes. So the first is the instruction, and then the second is the data or the address. So like if you wanted to look at an address, you just put in the address, and the top button is to go to that address and look at it. And if you press the bottom one, it'll just go to the next address. And to put data into that spot, you press the top light blue button. It's not, doesn't want to work. Anyways, and then the bottom button will go to the next address and store data there.
And
So-
that is, and you usually enter data. Do you also like put your program in the computer via here?
Yeah, or you can use the ROM that's in the top for the program. So in the ROM right now, there's 3 programs. I'm gonna start it. The first program takes 2 numbers from the end of the ROM and adds them together. Okay, right there, and the answer is 4B.
And that's in decimal?
No, that's in hexadecimal 4B.
Can you translate that to decimal?
Yeah, one sec. 75.
Okay.
And the next program showcases the compare command. So it compares if the number is 0, if the register A is 0, and then stops.
So register A is the stop row of lights. So now it was 2, now it's 1, but now it's 0.
Yeah.
And then it stops. Interesting.
Yeah. So this array of lights and stuff. So the top one is the A register. The second one is the B register. The third one is the instruction register. So it has the instructions in it. And then the fourth one has the data. So the data just holds it's just extra data that goes with the instruction. So let's say if you have a jump instruction, the data will act as the address to jump to. Or if you're doing a load instruction, it'll just load that data into one of the registers. Yeah. So the third program, just a speed test, so it counts up.
That's fast.
Yeah.
Oh, it stopped.
It
seems like it stopped.
Yeah, I pressed the stop button.
Ah, okay. I was getting worried. Did it like break again? So, this computer was originally using the mod pack for memory, but you quickly changed the memory out to some vanilla logic memory for it to be able to show in the stream. And how easy was it to change that out?
Pretty easy. I just had to make my own RAM because there has to be a checkpoint before it gets to the AND gates, which lets the computer read it. But there has to be a spot before that, which goes to the light panel, like over here, the 2 lights, which says what's in that address before it gets to the computer. So it's like right before. So I had to make my own RAM there.
I'd also like that. So the ROM is everything on top here, right?
Yeah, the ROM is the big flat panel on the top.
Let me just quickly go up there. And you paint the logic gates to some data in there.
Yeah, I just paint the logic gates.
And is this all in the same address space? So as in
no.
no?
So the RAM is taking up 16 bytes and the ROM is taking up 16 bytes. So the first 16 bytes is the ROM for it to start, so you can start it at 0, and it'll just go up counting. And then the second 16 bytes is for the RAM, which is the 2 big blocks on the bottom, which are both 8-bit RAM, but I put them together to make a 16-bit to hold the instruction and the data.
They both use the same They like if you like keep incrementing the address, you eventually go out of RAM and start into RAM.
Yeah.
And you could does it also mean that you can actually execute code from RAM?
Yeah, that's why I put two. That's why there's an instruction part of RAM also, so you can execute instructions from there too.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like I could have just not put the ROM on top, but also I wanted to load it in with the program, so I just said, well, I should just put the ROM on the top, because it's not complicated really. The only difference is it just doesn't have a write.
So so when the computer is running, I can hear a lot of spot guns.
Yeah, those are the registers. So I originally put spud guns because they're simple, and also so you can see the contents of what's in them without looking at the panel, and so you can also change them. If I go over here, so the two back ones is the white blocks are the A register, and the black ones are the B register. So I can just change the contents. So it can act as a type of input, which I will be adding soon, to use the front panel as a data input.
I do like how the because of the spot guns firing at not too regular intervals. It like sounds like the rattling of a mechanical computer of some sort.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
yeah. I like things that are noisy, kind of like that.
Can I like turn on the counter program a bit?
Yeah, it's sits at address 10. If I put at address 10, go there. Yeah. And then press the red switch and then press the green button.
So the red switch, then the green button.
Yeah.
And now it's just going to be counting until you stop it.
Yeah. Oh, and it's counting up by how
By
many,
by a lot, because these were values that are already were in the register.
Yeah.
Ah.
That were already in there, yeah. Which I can also change them if I go over to the registers and take out those. Now it starts counting by 1 again.
I just love the spot gun sounds and the flashing lights.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the old mainframe computers that has the giant tape drives and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what is a typical instruction like on your computer?
So the instructions, so it has 10 instructions. So there's starting from 0, there's a load A, load B, store A, store B, add, jump if equal, jump if 0, jump if not equal, jump if not 0, and subtract.
So a lot of different jump commands with different conditions to check for.
Yeah. Yeah. So like over here is so like over here is like right here is decodes the instructions, so it puts them into this index, which then chooses which one of these towers with the timers on top to use. So what the timers are for is they just wait until for the RAM and ROM to get to the right address until to start reading and then writing from them.
Okay.
Yeah. Right here just controls when to execute the next instruction. So over here is the ALU, so the tower of logic blocks and stuff. So on the top is the subtract, and the middle is the compares, So it just checks if it's equal or if it's 0, and I just inverse them with a NOT gate for the not equal and not 0. And the very bottom one is the add.
Okay.
Yeah. Over here is this is just the program counter, which just increments. Like after a command's finished, it just increments to read the next address.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it. This computer.
So just finish off with opening the wiring tool.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
So
wires, as always.
yeah. It's the most boring part, just connecting wires up.
Oh, you did this all manually?
Yeah. I didn't use the advanced blueprint tool because there's gates everywhere, and I didn't feel like coloring them. And I don't know. I just felt like, well, like I don't really mind about wiring them. Like for me, it's kind of fun and not fun in a way. Like it's like wiring them is not fun. Definitely.
But the end
No.
result is nice.
Yeah. It also makes it like there's a difference between like airplanes and like computers that were designed by hand and ones that are just they're designed by computers. Like right here, like this one, I designed it like myself. So like at first I started off with these with the registers, and then I put the addition circuit in and tested all that. Oh, and also the A and B register are always outputting to the ALU, so it doesn't have to put them in registers for them to go to the one of the units here. So they're just always outputting those. So the add and subtract don't have to entirely be fast, because in the middle of the instruction it's already added all the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we'll be going to the computer by someone with the name enter text here. I'm just gonna call him enter for quickness, I guess. So this was goodOLDgrandpa's computer. As always, all the links are in the description of the live stream. These aren't my computers, but this computer was created by goodOLDgrandpa. Link in the description, and go check them out.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going to be switching computers now, so we'll be back in a bit. Bye bye. And we're back. And today we are. This computer is created by Enter Text here. That's his name. The link to the computer is in the description. I didn't make this computer. This computer is made by Enter Text here. Flat V in the Steam. Confusion 100. Can you he just loaded a program into the computer? Can you demonstrate what the program does?
Yes. So this white switch starts the counter. I've made a very simple program that demonstrates some interesting ALU functions. For example, I have ALU functions to invert or reverse bits, such as this program here, in which I entered 00111001, and now it's inverted it. And then at the end, it will just jump back to the beginning and do the exact same thing.
Okay.
And it has 8 ALU functions, such as addition, subtraction, shifting left and right, with or without wrap, reversing, and inverting. So this is just a demonstration of reversing a byte, in which I inputted only the right half full of ones, and now it's outputting the left half.
Interesting.
And it just loops forever. And it has these ALU functions, they only apply for one of the 2 ALU registers, and you can select it. You can select because ALU functions such as subtract, you can select which ALU subtracts from which ALU, or which one you apply the function on. And the computer, it has 64 bytes of RAM and program memory, and it has a stack inbuilt. If you want to come over here. Here at the bottom is the RAM. It has 16 bytes of dedicated RAM to the stack and certain functions, and the rest is just normal spud switch RAM. And over here, underneath, actually over here, is the ALU, which has all the functions such as addition and subtraction using a ripple adder, which is slow, but it works. And for subtraction, it uses a technique where you invert one set of the inputs and you invert the output. And then over here is the stack, which is controlled from under here. You have the basic functions of pop, pull, and push, and you have 7 bytes because you have 3 bits. And the program, if you come up along these stairs, the essential part of a computer, it has 2 bytes of program memory, which are 6 bits of addressing RAM or addressing program memory, 3 bits for conditioning, because this can condition lines for like conditional jumping or conditional executing. It can jump, write, or read from RAM, do things with the stack, and it can even edit its own program.
Okay.
Something I can demonstrate is the addition of 2 numbers. If I quickly write a code here, we should be able to come down here. So this computer can also accept user input, a byte of user input, but it doesn't tend to work very well in laggy situations in multiplayer. I'm just gonna add 5 and 3, and I hope it works. No, it did not work. I think I know why. There. It's because of the way you program the ALU. I left it programmed from the previous time.
So it was doing the wrong operation?
Yes, it was doing the wrong operation.
Ah,
So hopefully this time it will work. There it
Yep.
is. 5 plus 3 is 8.
nice.
And then at the end, it'll just cycle back to the beginning and request another input.
Okay.
And it has a manual reset in case it breaks, which happens very often. Something interesting you can do is with the conditions, it has conditions to detect ALU overflow or ALU underflow, which can be useful for certain things like multiplication. It also has some sounds. As you can hear, that beeping sound is just saying it's user input, in case you can't tell by this slide here. And it also has various sounds, like when it's writing to the program or reading from the stack. And if you have sounds on, you might be able to hear when you turn on and off the clock. It has the same sounds as the SMC, the one you built.
Yeah, these percussion sounds are nice for that.
Yes.
So, what's a typical instruction in the computer, and how long does it take to execute it?
Well, the computer, it runs at 0.75 hertz because it's not very good at running instructions. Also, it runs it on the second half of a clock cycle. And the instructions, as you can tell, as I said earlier, they're 2 bytes. And yeah, and the computer, it can edit its own program by reading from the bus, which is 8 bytes, and using this red line, it determines whether it's writing to the first 8 bits or the last 8 bits. It can be very bad if you try to write to its own line because it can glitch out, so I wouldn't recommend doing that.
You could theoretically make a program that reprograms itself.
Yes.
Interesting.
One issue with this is that because everything I put into the dedicated section of the RAM, it's very hard to move things around from the RAM, which is why you see this large bit on top of here, which is the only thing you can access separately from the RAM is the stack. So anytime you want to move something inside the RAM, you have to copy it to the stack and back out into the RAM, which can be some time consuming.
Yeah. But you can't automatically load a program, so it's
Yes, you have to reprogram it every single time.
kind of like program a simple counter.
A simple counter? You could program a simple counter.
Kind of like program a simple counter and explain what the instructions your program are doing.
Yes, I could try. So you'd have to start with getting user input to the first section, because the program, there's no way of loading numbers other than user input, and then you just have to say
Like 1.
yes, like 1, and then you do LU output. I'm gonna move it there. LU output right until 1, and then just jump back to line 0, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wait,
So-
you're like leaving a lot of lines empty.
Yes, it's because I just wanted to make it simple to jump because I'm not very good at counting in binary on the spot. And plus, it doesn't really matter because all this is just going to do is it's going to keep on jumping previously to the line before. So I'm hoping if I run this, it should work.
So you enter 1 in the computer, and that's the
Yes.
amount that's going to be incrementing by.
Yes. Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
What did it do?
It wrote to the wrong address. Something interesting you can see is that up here, it shows you what the program is outputting.
Yeah.
And the lights in the middle, it shows you if the program is running it, because as it has conditions, it doesn't always run it. Oh, I see the issue. I'm gonna... Yes, this is an issue I have to fix in the computer, which is that it tends to have a... Because it uses a bad multiplexer, it has like a quick flicker in between. So sometimes it reads lines incorrectly. I have to come into here and reset this. But now, hopefully, it would work. Do you think, theoretically, if you made a computer with no pistons, purely logical, it would work in multiplayer perfectly?
With no pistons, you mean? So it's a
Yes.
completely solid state.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, the thing about logic is that logic isn't simulated client side, so there will be a delay before it won't like update it won't update visually every single tick for for a person who isn't hosting. But it would. I mean, but the physics engine has the same problem. So I think there won't be a large difference actually.
Yes. Ah. I think I know an issue. The issue is, like I said earlier, it can't read and write to RAM at the same time. So this is a good example of when we might want to use a stack.
The stack is a handy place where you can temporarily store a value.
Yes.
I mean, I should do a video on stacks in general and how they work. Because the SMC2 also has a stack, but I've never seen anyone use it. It's probably because I didn't really give any proper documentation.
Push, pull, and go down here and manually reset. There we go.
So I should be expect a counting output on the lights above the switches, right? Or the
Yes.
logic gates above the switches.
Hopefully.
Oh, that didn't sound nice. I mean, I did see a 1 flicker.
Oh, that's an issue.
Uh-oh.
Yes, this computer's not very good at doing math sometimes.
It's quite complicated.
Yes. Another issue that I just realized is that I keep on writing to the stack, but I never clear it. So it's gonna overflow eventually.
Ah. As if the pop instruction isn't decrementing the stack counter.
Yeah. You can see there, it just reached the highest address
Yeah.
there. The one reason that the clock is so slow is because the pistons are slow.
Yeah.
I tried having them faster, but they end up just clipping
Exactly.
and sometimes even bugging.
Well, I mean, let's go to the next computer then.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go to the next computer. So this was Flat Earthers or Enter-Text Here computers, just studio names. Go check out the link to the his computer blueprint in the description. This computer wasn't made by me, but it was made by Enter-Text Here. So we'll be going to the next computer. So see you soon. And we're
here is,
back.
my computer.
So,
Here's my computer.
this computer is made by MechaDS. Again, link in the description. And he's going to be demonstrating it now. I can't really find him anymore. Oh, you're there. You're behind me all the time. Okay, so can I demonstrate your computer and talk about it a bit and stuff?
Okay, it's a 4-bit computer with a screen. It can do many things. Like here is the input. You can input two numbers at the same time. And let's run the program. It will add the two numbers together. Oh, here it is.
So it added 5 and 3 together to get 8. Nice.
So, and here are some switches to type commands like in terminal mode.
So this will act like the computer is executing a instruction.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So let's type input 1. Yeah. Here it is.
So what did it do?
It typed the input 1 to the output.
Okay.
And,
yeah.
And now I'm gonna show you how to operate with the screen. We just type something on the right.
What are we looking at here?
To upper 4 addresses of memory, like let's write something like that, and then we type a command of 1011, and then run it. And here is the thing.
So it puts these values in RAM on the screen.
And then we have to write in the RAM, and then type this command and run it to type something on screen. And we can do it with another else of the screen, like the last.
Ah, pretty advanced.
And, let's type something different, like maybe a square. Yeah, here it is.
Nice. So how fast is it?
It's about 1 hertz, but it can technically run at 2 hertz, but with some mistake.
Okay. Kind of like entering a counting program that will run indefinitely, like infinitely.
Maybe I will try. So I will type something there. It's a 1, and we will add 1 indefinitely. And
Or you cannot make a loop.
I can, but I forgot how to do a loop.
Okay, so you're just making a lot of instructions.
Yes.
Nice.
And we just run a program and go to the memory. And here it is. It's indefinitely counting with some bugs because of multiplayer.
Yeah. Nice. This is pretty fast. I do also, again, I like the amount of different spotcon sounds coming from everywhere. It's like a rattling mechanical computer.
And I can a list of the instructions. The first is write a number The second is add. The third is input 1. The fourth is input 2. Then subtract. Oh, I forgot something. Can I see my
Sure.
like yes. So subtraction, then the loop instruction, then copy paste, then if, then set argument, then send and receive with a spark port. It has many different instructions.
Yeah. So it also has this stuff in the back where it can communicate with other computers. Can I like demonstrate that a bit?
Oh, yes, I can. So it's a spark port. We can transfer data with it. I'm gonna here is the fifth one, for example. And
So that's an older version of your computer.
yes. So and we weld it here, and let's write some data to address, for example, 0. There's address 0, and write from input the number 15, and here it is. And then
So what is it doing?
we are writing from the input, and then from the register to the support, and then we type this command and go to this computer.
That were a lot of sounds.
Yeah. And then we go to this computer, and I forgot how to. Oh, maybe this. Oh, I think it has some difficulties. So here we can see what the number is. It was this.
And that's the end number you sent.
What?
Yeah, you sent a number to the computer, right?
Yes.
Nice.
It's number 3. Also, the Pivot Plus has a sound. I'm gonna show you how to reduce sound. We just set an argument with, for example, 7. And then it starts to produce sound. Yeah.
Nice. And it can also make other sounds, right?
Yes. Other notes, not sounds.
Yeah.
A sound, only one sound. And that's it. But I also can show you the computer with graphs that can do some. This computer. I just type some number like this. Then go to address and press this button. Turn on the screen, and you see it's a graph. You can also change addresses, type another numbers, and you can do like on the graph table.
Oh, so you can make some lines on the screen.
Yeah.
Nice. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay, nice. So that computer was made by MechaDS. Go check out the link to his computer in the description. He actually showed multiple computers. Some probably afterwards going to be editing the description to include all of his computers. But the link you gave me in the Discord chat, which computer is that, Mecha?
It's the Pizza Plus.
So is it the big computer you started with?
But no, it's Beef 2 Plus. This computer.
Yeah, okay. So check out the link. This computer, all these computers were made by MechaDS. And now we're going to be going to the next computer. So stay here, I guess. See you soon. Oh wait, this is actually interesting. So, hello there. I'm so sorry that I made you wait, but we are having some technical difficulties, so we can't show the next computer. But the link is still in the description, so you can check everyone's computers out. We're going to be starting a new stream. We're going to be doing stuff like messing around with scrap mechanic and discuss the survival trailer some more. So the stream will be on this channel and will be posted into the Discord server. Go join the Discord server. I probably forgot to post a link, but Squawk can do that for me, probably. For now, I'm just gonna say bye and stuff, and have a nice day.